the double fold bias binder available for the Baby Lock Jazz 2 comes in two sizes, 28mm and 36mm. What this attachment does is it actually folds the fabric edge under on the top or front side of your fabric, and then also on the under or back side. So how the fabric strip is inserted into the attachment is through this opening. We're going to slide our fabric in, and then using either a small pair of scissors, a screwdriver, or even a stiletto, we're going to slide that fabric through that opening on the attachment, and you'll see that the fabric will curl. And what that's doing is it's folding that fabric edge in. Now on the back side, you'll see that the same thing is happening. So what that really looks like without the fabric in it is, can you see those two coils? Coil A and coil B. A is top side, B is the bottom side. So it's rolling that fabric edge in. As I pull this strip out a little bit, you can see how that's folding that fabric edge in. So what's going to happen is that's going to encase my base fabric in between those two rolls. Now I'm going to place the attachment onto the bed of the machine using the two screw holes for my positioning of my sliding bar on the attachment. I'm just going to take one of my screws just to secure the attachment in place. And the reason that I do that is to position the bias strip, and this can also be straight of grain. It does not have to be cut bias. You can also use straight of grain, but it's basically the fabric strip underneath the presser foot. What I'm trying to do is to align the needle with the fold so that when it's stitching, it stitches just right along that fold. Just going to position that. Okay, so my fabric strip is loaded into the attachment. My attachment is attached to the machine, and I'm just going to test to make sure where my needle is falling. I may have to, or more than likely will have to, readjust this once I place my base fabric on that platform. And I look okay, but let's put the fabric in position and take a couple of stitches and see how that is going to affect where that needle falls. Now, this is what I call a platform, and this is where you're going to place your base fabric. It's going to go wrong side down on that platform, and you're just going to simply slide it up to the guide. And you'll notice that there's kind of almost like a tunnel that you can follow with that fabric piece. So I'm going to follow that fabric piece or position it in that tunnel, and you can see when I do that, it actually slides between my two pieces of fabric that have been rolled, my fabric strip that has been rolled. I'm going to take a couple of stitches to catch that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at where my needle is falling in relationship to this fold. Now I think that's a little close, so what I'm going to do is raise my presser needle out of the fabric, raise my presser foot, and I'm going to slide this attachment over to the left just ever so slightly. Then I'm just going to kind of smooth that bias strip out, and now I'm going to start to sew and see how so that looks a little bit better because my needle isn't really close to that fabric edge, which sometimes you can run the risk of that falling off. So I'm going to continue to sew, making sure that I am aligning the fabric edge of my base fabric up against my guide. And I'm making sure that that fabric is rolling in that coil. That ensures that that fabric edge is being rolled to the inside. And I do tend to hang on to my fabric strip, but I don't place any tension on it. My fingers just act as a guide so it doesn't get caught somewhere on my leg or wrapped around something. Usually these strips are fairly long. I'm coming to the end. I'm going to continue to stitch, and now I'm going to cut my fabric, and we'll take a look at our work. Here's the front side. You can see that that fabric edge is rolled and my stitching is close to that fabric edge. And then if we look at the back side, that fabric also is rolled underneath and that stitching is close to that edge. So that's a great finish for any fabric that you have. It's also a great finish for any project. The other thing that you can do with this bias strip is by stitching yards and yards and yards of it, you can use this as a button loop. I've actually used it to weave fabric through, so that makes a great button loop because it's flat for those odd toggle buttons. Now I have a piece of cotton. We're going to run through the exact same way that we did with that denim piece. Again, the wrong side goes to the plate, and we're going to slide that fabric edge up to the attachment. Now, because this is a little lighter weight, I may find that I have to adjust the position of where that needle sits. It doesn't have that depth, so it might not be pushing out or sitting inside this bias as much as what the denim did. And I can already see that that's the case. So I'm going to raise my needle out of my fabric, raise my presser foot, loosen that fixing screw, slide the attachment to the right. I'm going to lower the presser foot, drop that needle down, and I'm going to start to stitch and take a look and see what that looks like. And it's still fairly close. I could choose to change that or I could choose to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. It's still going to work for the application that I have set aside for this piece of fabric. So we're just going to continue stitching to the end. So this might happen, and I can say it happens every time, but sometimes what will happen is in that opening on the presser foot, that fabric edge might lift up into that. So all that you need to do is raise your presser foot, lower your presser foot, and now that fabric edge isn't in that position between these two toes. Needle out of the fabric, I'm going to pull everything out and we'll take a look at our beautifully finished edge. Wow, that's really pretty. That's the front side, and then we'll flip it over and we'll look at the back side. So the great thing about this is this finished that edge just like an overcast stitch would or just like a serger stitch would, but it's a finished edge, meaning that it's a detailed edge that adds a lot of interest. Now the last piece of fabric that I have is a piece of knit, and what I've done here is I've created a seam so that we can look at how stitching over a seam with this attachment works. Let's try the other end. Here we go. And I would say when you're working with fabric strips for this attachment or the single fold bias binder attachment is that you have an angle cut. It's just easier to feed it into that guide position. So everything's folding nicely. I'm going to lower my presser foot, take a couple of stitches just so that I can have everything caught and secure. And this is that seam. So we're going to go over that seam. I'm going to place my fabric in position. So again, in position is wrong side to the plate, guiding that fabric edge up against the edge of the guide, and I'm sliding it forward so that the fabric is in between the two pieces that are folded, and I will stitch. Now, because this is a knit fabric, it will tend to want to move around a lot, so I'm always really cautious that my hand is here keeping my fabric in place. The other thing that I can see that's happening is because this has got a little bit more loft, not much, but a little bit more than that cotton, that I'm going to actually have to move my attachment back. Now, if you're working on a project, you're not going to be going back and forth like this because you're probably working with the same fabric type throughout the entire project. So what that did was, by sliding the attachment to the left, was that it moved my needle to the right. I'm just going to straighten out that. And again, I always want to make sure that that fabric isn't curling up. Okay, so now I'm getting really close to my seam. I want to make sure that that seam is open. I have pressed it open, but as the fabric was moving across the bed of the machine, it's going to push that seam allowance to one side. So I've made sure that that seam was open. And I do sew a little slower over those areas. And we've passed that, so we can continue to the end. Now we're going to cut our fabric. There we go. So here's our beautiful hem finish. Wrong side, right side, and you can see how beautifully it handled going over that seam. So the 36 and 28 millimeter double fold bias binders for the Baby Lock Jazz 2 are a great way to finish any fabric edge.